Hello and welcome to Sally's Secret Santa giveaway, or at least my part of it. So my name's Sam, and as you may or may not know, I'm the transformational coach within Sally's business. And she's asked me to put together something for you guys that she thought, or we thought, or I thought would be really valuable. And I put my thinking cap on and I thought to myself, if I could create something, or if I could gift you guys something who are taking part in this or who are doing this and really want some really good content from this, what is it that I could give to you that is going to help you have an incredible 2020? And it's this. We're going to talk about something that, honestly, I probably have conversations about at least 2 or 3 times a week with clients and just with general people that I'm talking to. And that's about goals. And we're going to talk about the truth behind goals and how to actually set them. And this isn't the whole kind of, right, let's make sure goals are smart. Let's make sure that goals are timed, that we have a goal that we can set, that we know we can achieve. And it's all a bit structured. I'm actually going to talk about the truth behind all of this stuff and introduce you to the idea of how we work when we set a goal. And we may or may not know, but the place that we set a goal from is as important, if not more important, than the goal itself. All right. So we're going to talk about the 2 different types of goals, because believe it or not, most people are unaware that there's really good goals and there's bad goals. Right. I don't necessarily love calling things good or bad, but for the sake of this, I'm going to, because actually I do believe that sometimes we set goals and they're not necessarily helpful at all. Okay, we'd be very careful with that. And I think the assumption is, well, you know, if I'm not in a place that I want to be right now, I'll set a goal and everything will be okay. And that is only part of the story. Right, I'm going to fill in the other stuff as well. So the 2 types of goals are inspired goals, which are the good ones, and the toxic goals, which you probably guessed are the not so good ones. All right. So we're going to talk about, first off, toxic goals. Now, toxic goals, generally speaking, they're harder to achieve. When we set a toxic goal, we don't even know we've done it, and this might be the first time you've heard this, so bear with me. When we set a toxic goal, we tend to yo-yo. We tend to lose motivation quite a lot. We tend to struggle with our feelings and our emotions. And when we set a toxic goal, generally it's from an emotional place. So during the week and during our life, when we're not feeling that emotion, our goal doesn't have as much meaning, so we're far less likely to want to do it. All right, it won't be in the forefront of our mind. And what tends to happen then is that when that emotion rears its ugly head again and we're feeling it, we think, oh, why can't I do this? Why does it happen that I can't? Why does it keep happening that I can't achieve this goal? Yeah, so we kind of feel ourselves going in circles a little bit. So let's talk a little about what toxic and inspired goals are, right? So a toxic goal is set from a place of reaction. It's set from a place of feeling lack, feeling like we're not enough, feeling like we need something in that moment in order to be better, to feel better, to have more. And what that looks like in real time, I'll give you an example. What that might look like in real time is somebody walks, they've just got out of the shower. I'm completely making this up as I go along, but just this part. So somebody gets out of the shower, they walk in front of the mirror, and I know this is true for me in the past, right? So I get out of the shower, I walk in front of the mirror, and I think, oh God, oh Sam, you're looking a bit crappy. God, look how flabby you are. You know, look how much weight you've gained. What about when you go on holiday? Oh God, all those guys with 6-packs. You know, you're going to be the guy that doesn't have one. Well, that's a bit embarrassing. And so it goes. So what happens is we see something we don't like, right? And the reaction is, I'm going to set a goal to solve that problem. And it feels really natural to do that, all right? But this is where we get unstuck. So once we've set that goal, what then happens is we've attached an emotion to it, or we set it from an emotional space. So what that looks like is, I don't like what I see. This is uncomfortable. I feel fear. Therefore, if I set something, I'm going to be okay. And what we fail to recognize that actually we've set a goal from a space of lack. And like I've said, when we're feeling that emotion, that, oh, I'm not good enough, lack of confidence, lack of self-efficacy or self-belief, whatever that means to you, when we're not feeling that, the goal we tend to forget about. And that can happen, generally speaking, I'm guessing most people know this, but they get to a Friday night, they've had a long week, they're feeling all right, they can't wait to go out and party, or they've got a dinner party, and they think, oh, I'll just have a couple of glasses of wine, I'll just have a takeaway. And then that rolls over into the Saturday. And then you think, oh, well, I'll start again Monday morning. So Monday morning comes around and we feel that again, and we're back in that emotional state, that frame of mind. And we're like, oh, why did I do that? Why can't I stick to this? Why is this so hard? And we beat ourselves up about that. And the shame of that is, for me, is that what people don't know is that's perfectly natural. It's perfectly normal. That is part and parcel of setting a goal from that space. And what I want you to know is there's another way of doing this. All right, there's another way of doing this. So in 2020, what you can do is you can start now setting goals differently, so that when 2020 comes around, you'll be in a much better space to achieve that goal, right? So an inspired goal is recognizing the reaction. All right, so first off, you've seen yourself, or you've got a holiday coming up and you hate the way you look, you feel like you're going to be embarrassed, whatever, it doesn't matter what goal. We could be talking about business, but we're keeping this health and fitness related. Is recognizing that emotion and just waiting for clarity. Because in that itself, that emotion rises and falls within our body, within the mind, and then we have some clarity and we can set a goal from a different space. So what we're doing is setting an inspired goal, and that looks like something that you just want. You just want it, not for anybody else. This cannot be a goal that is because of what other people think, because it's what other people expect from you. This has to be something that only you want. An inspired goal. It's set from a place of certainty, from me, from I matter, from I care, from I'm worth it, which I want you to know every single one of you is, no matter what you've been told, right? When we set a goal from that space, what that then means is no matter what feelings, no matter what emotions, no matter what thoughts come and go, the motivation, the will to want to do it will still be there. It's not always going to be easy. Sometimes it's going to feel hard. It's going to feel like some resistance. It's going to feel like a struggle. That's okay. Because in the back of our mind, what we've got is a place of inspiration, something that we actually want. And then your emotions and your feelings are going to do this. That's natural. That's the nature of the mind. That's the nature of being a human being. But once we set a goal from an inspired place, the consistent thing is us, me, I want. And what that allows us to do is show up in however we feel. It allows us to consistently show up, because the thing at the forefront of our mind when we were clear is I want. It's not setting a goal from a back foot. It's not setting a goal from a place of lack. It's actually setting a goal from a solid foundation of I want, and I'm gonna do this. That is the difference for me between toxic and inspired. And the thing is that so often I speak to people and they come to me and they've got this goal, and before we even explore how that is going to be possible, we check in with where their goal's been set from. Because I don't want to be talking to someone 6 months later and they realise that actually that wasn't their goal at all. Their goal was way bigger maybe than they originally felt like they could set. And that's the other thing to consider, is that when we set it from a place of reaction, a toxic goal, the goal tends to be within what we think we can achieve, not what we can actually achieve. What we can actually achieve is way more than we can ever think we can. That's the nature of the mind again. So when we set an inspired goal, it's, what do I want? Like, let my mind go wild, let my mind go crazy, aim big, go big, play big, have fun with it. Double your goal, 10 times your goal, whatever. Keep it light, keep it fun, keep it exciting. And that is how you create incredible things. The last thing I want to share with you on goals as well is that most people think a goal is a place to get to, right? It makes sense, a goal. You set the goalposts. So I'm going out of focus a bit there. So you set the goalposts and then that's the place to get to. The problem with that is we're always comparing ourselves to something we don't have. So I want you to consider something a little bit different again. So next time you set a goal, do that, fine, but then almost forget about it. Put a post-it note up, whatever. A goal isn't a place to get to. It's a place to show up from. When you consider what life really is, it's not the future and it's not the past. The past has happened, the future hasn't. The only thing that we ever have is a moment by moment by moment experience. And once we've nailed the moment, once we've nailed this, each moment and the place to show up from, when our goal is, this is how I'm going to show up in every moment, the goal takes care of itself. And often we achieve way more than we thought we would. And the benefit to that is that we're not constantly setting new goals based on limitation. We're living our life playing full out because each moment is the goal. Something else to consider. So that's it from me, guys. I hope that's useful. Whatever you're doing at the beginning of next year, something I can wholeheartedly recommend that you do is surround yourself by other people doing the same thing as you, or trying to do the same thing as you. All right. Start with a bang. Set your goals. Get some support. Be around other people doing the same thing as you. And dive deep. Go for it. Play big and have fun, guys. Because that is what is going to get you your success. So that's it from me. I hope that's valuable to you. Have an amazing Christmas. I'm not sure when you're going to get this, whether it's before or after, I don't know. So have an amazing Christmas, or I hope you've had an amazing Christmas. All right, whatever. But whatever happens next year, just have a consider of what you're doing with your goals. Take care, guys.